As writers, I think there are some things that we understand innately that we have perhaps never taken the time to deconstruct overtly. And one of those things for me was why it's so important to write disabled characters from a disabled author's point of view. And this weekend I was scrolling through TikTok, as one does, and came across a TikTok where the creator was saying, if you give disabled children the skills and the accommodations to navigate their world, they are still going to be disabled. Everything is still going to be harder. And at the time I was like, well, yeah. And I just moved along. And that ruminated with me for a while. I just sat and thought about it. And it really helped me understand why, for me, writing characters who are disabled is so important, because I don't want the disabled character to just be some side character who lives in tropes. I want it to be a character who is the main character, and it illustrates to the readership the loads of other difficulties that come along with being disabled. Now, depending on the disability, that will be all different kinds of difficulties, but it's an entirely different experience going through the same story being non-disabled as being disabled. And the story that I'm currently working on is a psychological thriller and will probably end up having some horror elements to it, just given the nature of the story. And adding that layer of disability to it just, for me, makes it more terrifying. And I don't know if that's because it really is more terrifying or if it's because it makes it more relevant to my situation. But thinking about it in the sense that there really hasn't been a lot of mainstream representation of disabled characters that face these types of challenges, I think really helps me understand why it's so important to tell these stories. Now, again, whether or not I get published really isn't the reason why I do it. The reason that I do it is because I feel like the story needs to be told, whether anybody else reads it or not. I hope someday, maybe, that it will be published, something will be published, mostly because I hope that more disabled authors are able to tell their story, because the story is completely different if you take out a non-disabled character and put in a disabled character. It's a completely different story. Everything that they experience is different, because it's almost impossible to have a one-to-one exchange. So yeah, that one statement made by that person on TikTok really helped to clarify why I'm doing it. Not the why of the story, but the why I chose to write a story about disabled characters. You never know. I hope you're having a great day, and if you would like to put your why are you writing your story, drop it in the comments. I would love to know. And I'll talk with you later.